Nostalgia is a weird concept. We have an idea of it as this vague longing for the past that marketing teams are continually attempting to mine for profit. But from its Greek origin, the word comes from nostros, meaning homecoming, and algos, meaning pain or ache. In its original form, it was considered a form of melancholy, the idea that you can never fully return to where you came from. That once away from home, you will never be the same. But this has morphed. Today it's more of a positive, or at least bittersweet emotion. This is compounded by the way our memories work. We don't remember the event, but the last time we remembered the event. We are simply recalling the memory. This leads to embellishment and rose tinting of the past. Nostalgia is the past idealized. And one piece of pop culture that truly evokes this feeling is the Smashing Pumpkins' 1979. Billy Corgan was about 12 years old in the year 1979. That age usually represents the transition between childhood and adolescence, the last step before adulthood and real responsibility. When 1979's parent album, Melancholy and Infinite Sadness, came out in 1995, Corgan was now 28, and he acknowledged, "I'm on the edge of losing my connection to youth, but I wanted to communicate from the edge of it and echo back to the generation that's coming, to sum up all the things I felt as a youth, but was never able to voice articulately." Corgan voiced this vision of idealized youth with lyrics like, which conjures images of teenage meetups on the streets with the ever-present potential for hijinks. Throughout, there is an ever-encroaching sense that this all will end, that the adult world is just around the corner, but the chorus is dismissively in the moment. Who cares for the future when there is today to live? Pitchfork stated about the song, "It was Billy Corgan asking, 'You know this feeling?' And the second you hear that guitar line, the immediate answer was, 'I do. Tell me more.'" The music video is the closest visual approximation of this feeling. It follows the episodic exploits of a group of teenagers being teenagers. They ride in tires down a hill, they flip off their hometown, they drive about doing nothing in particular. They engage in the most minor of teen rebellion, and in doing so they get the grown-ups, mostly played by the band in disguise, all agitated. There's also the infamous house party, with music provided by the Pumpkins themselves. This is youth, shown at its most dreamlike. In reality, there were bad times, school, parents, and heartache, but in these 4 minutes, they are notable by their absence. All the while, Corgan sits in the back seat of the car, smiling knowingly at the kids' shenanigans, like he's remembering his personal experiences. Corgan considers it the Pumpkins' best video, calling it the closest we've ever come to realizing everything we wanted. It's more in the spirit of early pop music videos, a little more ragtag with a handheld video camera. It's like watching a home movie. Corgan has said about its title, "Why 1979? I have no idea. I had to call it something." And yeah, that is a thing that happens. Some years sound more iconic than others. This is why Bryan Adams was fucking around and starting his first band in the summer of '69, when he would have been 8. 1984, which would suit Corgan's age better for teenage rememberings, has a deeply embedded pop cultural significance that contrasts with the song's intended message.
I hate purity. I hate goodness. I don't want virtue to exist anywhere. I want everyone corrupt.
That said, 1979 itself is a seismic year for music. In the rock spectrum, it saw a shift from purely guitar-focused fare into something that was more electronic in nature. Bands like The Cars, XTC, Suicide, Devo, The Cure, and Joy Division were fusing punk rock with more futuristic sounds. While the band have dismissed punk's influence on their work, preferring Pantera, My Bloody Valentine, and Cheap Trick, 1979 is definitely on the same wavelength as this cultural shift. Corgan himself has said that his 1979 is a shameless rip-off of New Order, while there are elements of The Cure and Depeche Mode present in the electro-pop leanings of the track. In the same way that 1979, the year, marked a shift in music, the song also signals a shift to the band. Before Melancholy, the Pumpkins were known for a certain style. Corgan told Rolling Stone in 1995, "We were reaching the end of a creative cycle, or at least I was, where the basic format of up and down rock guitars, pounding drums, all these elements that are classic Smashing Pumpkins, was reaching its end point. It's become such a formulaic thing, and not just by us." Bullet with Butterfly Wings with its ultra moody chorus is seen by the band as a full stop to that era. And this could be why it was released as a double A-side single in 1979.
Shakedown, 1979.
It's a gleeful breath of fresh air, with its use of drum machines and synths contrasting with their more metallic previous work. The almost positive, nostalgic sentiment is singular in the Pumpkins catalogue, who are universally more linked with less positive emotions. 1979 was a portrait of Billy Corgan looking back to his salad days, his lost youth and innocence. Whereas today it inspires listeners to look back and compare, back to who they were when they first listened to the track, perhaps 12 years old on the verge of adolescence. The memories that go with the song, the idealized, rose-tinted and embellished version of what they were doing in 1995. Recently, the Smashing Pumpkins, with their almost reformed lineup, announced they wanted to revisit the house party concept from the 1979 video, and created a competition inviting fans to said exclusive gig. The band themselves are looking back to what they once were, but the comparisons aren't too flattering. In the years in between, they've lost band members, Corgan has become a bitter shadow of what he once was, and the newer music, the most important part, hasn't inspired in quite the same way. Nothing compares to the band's best days of Gish, Siamese Dream, and Melancholy. There is an ache and longing for what the Smashing Pumpkins once were. They say that your teenage years are where you learn who you are, when you are your most passionate, your most emotionally intense. You never loved or lost anything as intensely as when you were 14. Those are the years that we will continue to return to in memory. Though it may be hurtful, though it may consume you, in hindsight they will always seem like you at your prime, the best years of your life. And it's no wonder that 1979 resonates in a way that no other Pumpkins song does. Today's the day that you didn't kill yourself. Zero is your teenage angst writ large. But 1979 is swirled layers of memories and pure joy of your youth, of Corgan's youth, and of the Smashing Pumpkins at their prime. It's that feeling you're only going to relive in echo, made tangible. It is 1979, 40 years of nostalgia in 4 minutes of alt pop. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, remember to comment, like and subscribe. If you really liked it, maybe you'd like to check out my Patreon. There's exclusive playlists, polls and other stuff for patrons. As always, thanks to my patrons, making Trash Theory possible. I'll be back with a new video very soon.